Hi, and on this episode of the Average Tabletop Gamers, we are going to be examining the apocalypse. Hello there, and welcome to the Average Tabletop Gamers. I'm Ben.
And I'm Sven.
And
today we're going to be looking at 7TV Apocalypse. So we've already looked at 7TV before in a couple of its guises. So we looked at the second edition of 7TV, the core box that's available at Inch High Spy-Fi. And we've also looked at one of the spin-offs of 7TV, the Children of the Fields expansion, which took us, so obviously 7TV Inch High Spy-Fi took us from kind of spy thrillers, science fiction. So
your James Bond,
Department X,
In Like Flynn.
Yeah, time traveling aliens, things like that. Then we had Children of the Fields, which is our folk horror expansion, and this is 7TV Apocalypse. And as the name suggests, it is going to be the post-apocalyptic landscapes of modern pop culture. So, I mean, as the little guy in the front,
yeah, I like that.
As you might be able to see from the chap on the front of the box. So I believe he is modelled after one of the characters from I'm sure it was a TV show in the 70s called Threads. It was all set in post-nuclear apocalyptic terrain, landscapes. And when they've been designing the game, they've kind of really thought about what is apocalypse. So if you're a fan of your Mad Maxes, your Walking Deads, Planet of the Apes,
Day of the Triffids,
all those kind of, barren wastelands.
Kind of stuff that people of our generation used to watch on TV on a Saturday afternoon and evening.
Yeah, so all those kind of things where it's normally, the plucky survivors are going up against the minions of some kind of religious cult, or just against, like fighting for your guzzoline or whatever, everything shiny and chrome, etc. You'll find it in here, and so this has just come out on Kickstarter. So
just been released from Kickstarter.
Yeah, so it's just been released from Kickstarter. So we just received it. The pledge is obviously all starting to ship now. I think as we're recording this, they're pretty much nearly all shipped. All of the original backers. I mean, I got in on this pretty much.
Yeah, it was one of those. We. It's no secret that we're big fans of 7TV here, and as soon as we knew that this was on the horizon, somebody was like an excited child at Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, we'd spoken to Carl from Crooked Dice at Border Reavers last year, and we'd seen some of the miniatures in the display cabinets at
Border
Reavers.
It gave us a really nice heads up on what was coming.
I think we were all really excited about the different options that were there. So as always with 7TV, they do a bundled box, or they've done a bundled box like the Inch High Spy-Fi box was bundled, which has got everything you need to start playing except for the casts, and because of the flexibility of the system and the fact that you can play whatever kind of cast you want. It isn't set down into very specific factions, so it's not going to be like if you're used to your Warhammer 40,000s, you're not going to expect to open at the rulebook and see, here are the lists for the Ultramarines with the very specific characters and things. What you're going to get is genericized, here is your Wasteland Warrior or your Man in Black or something like that, and from there you build the casts out as you want to play them. Well,
so let's just go back to the beginning, because there's going to be some people watching this who don't know much about 7TV.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So what's the kind of, why is 7TV different?
So 7TV, the basic premise of 7TV is that when you're playing the game, you're not necessarily playing a battle or a war or a skirmish like you would do with other tabletop games. You're actually reenacting television episodes from a cult TV channel, 7TV. And you'll see that themed all the way through. So actually all of the gameplay centres around making a TV show. So you'll see cards, obviously we've not examined the ones from here yet, but in the main thing you'll see where you have the countdown cards, you'll see things like rewrites and things where you can reposition models, or where you can basically knock models over as they've fallen over on set, etc. And And so that's what makes this game really unique, in that because you're theming it around a TV show, an episode of a TV show, you can kind of run wild with your imagination, or go back to the TV shows you loved as a kid or not so young kid.
Oh, I like Joe 90, what can I say?
So, I mean, we'll look at what you get in the box, but just bear in mind, obviously, you don't have to just buy it as the box. You could buy all these bits individually from the Crooked Dice website, or if you're at one of the conventions. I know the Crooked Dice are very active on the convention scene, so you'll often see them at various trade shows and convention things where you can pick up the individual bits. So you notice if you go back and watch our Children of the Fields video, you see that we just had the program guide and the profile cards. We didn't have all of the other recruitment that could go with that. So what do you get in the box, I guess? So it's going to be pretty much the same as what we saw for Inch High Spy-Fi. So if you want to pause this video and go back and watch that now and then come back, we'll wait. Okay, so you're back.
Thanks for doing that.
You've seen what we've got in there, so we'll kind of start picking out the bits. So we have some plot counters. So these are your generic kind of life beads or glass beads, plastic beads. And these are used to track plot points in the game. Mm-hmm. So you use the plot points or your action points in the game. They say what you can and can't do. And it again ties into that theme of the TV show. So that was a cat.
Let's just gloss over that.
Never work with children or post-apocalyptic animals. So let's go back to plot. That's probably because I'm waving these shiny beads around, so I'm going to stop doing that. So yeah, they're the plot points. So you get the plot tokens like you did with the original 7TV. Then we've got a bag of counters, and the counters are themed. So the original 7TV, the counters were kind of neon, see-through, like a transparent acrylic. So these are still acrylic tokens, but they're actually themed in this nice black and yellow.
Bit like a hazard stripe.
Yeah, so I'll pass you a few of those. And
let's see what we can get. In fact, let me just pop them under here.
So let's see if we can.
Oh, they're not very clear, but there we are.
So you can see, yeah, they're like nice black and yellow themed tokens to go with the apocalyptic theme, and we get an apocalypse themed MacGuffin token.
Yep.
Which is obviously one of the tokens that you use in the game. One of the counters that you use for the gameplay. We get a new blast template. So I've still got the plastic backing on mine. We get a new blast template, and this is pretty much the same as the previous blast template, except it's got some extra markings on it. Because, and we'll talk about this a bit later when we get the guides out, 7TV Apocalypse actually brings in rules for vehicles now. So you'll see on the blast template we've got the turn styles. So you've got easy turn, hard turn, handbrake, as well as your flamer template and your various different diameter blasts. So that's in there. We get the various cards. So we've got
loads of card stock.
2 nice chunky decks of profile cards. So let's see if I can just
spread these all over the room. Yeah. I
mean, now these cards are nice cards. They've got nice sharp corners, which means it's great for popping through the plastic like that. So you've got your normal, the profile cards that we've seen previously in 7TV. So we have unit cards. So they're like an Infernal Brood.
So here we go. Let's have a look at that one. It'd help if I turned it the right way around and it didn't reflect everything really badly.
But then we've got you're doing a great job there.
I'm having no look here, am I? Look at that. There you go.
And we've also got your kind of your cast cards. That's an extra. So it's one of the Simians from the Simian Minion cast. Damn Dirty Apes. And we've got the stars like you'd expect. So there's the Wasteland Warrior card that you'll see. So you've got these profiles, and as we say, the profile cards, they're designed to be quite generic, really, in terms of the
professional.
In terms of the way, so they're not named characters. So Wasteland Warrior, although it's got a picture of the model, and Crooked Dice do a model for the Wasteland Warrior. You know, if there's a model out there you like and you think, right, that's what my idea of a Wasteland Warrior is, my Mad Max style character or whatever they happen to be, then, you know, run wild with it. And it's the same thing, you know, we said with 7TV, with the inch-high Spy-Fi, the fact that it was just like, you know, the flamboyant agent card and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get 2 nice blocks full of profile cards, and generally that's everything you'll need in the game to theme around your apocalyptic games. So you've got units, your stars, and your extras, which is again what you build your casts out of. And again, that's a lovely thing with 7TV, is that
that's all you need, really.
Like any other game system, that would be like 70 quid of army books and add-ons.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I can see like other companies would probably bundle like the Simian Minion cards up.
You got some companies out there that not only do you need to get the book, but you also need to get the cards, and you also need to get the dice, and you need to get the counters. We know who we're talking about, but it's not, as you can see, it's not necessary if you just streamline things a little bit.
And then the next ones, we've got the little half-size cards. So we've got the gear cards, and the gear cards. In fact, it looks like we've got. So there's 2 different types of gear cards. So if you remember from 7TV,
I remember Spy-Fi,
well. You had gadget cards.
Yep.
And then when it moved into Children of the Fields, I forgot what the term was, but they themed it around the Children of the Fields. It was like the.
I can't remember the word.
No, but it was differently themed. It wasn't gadgets. It was like trinkets or something.
Appropriate.
So here, because this is post-apocalyptic, we've got gear cards and mutation cards. So gear cards, we've got things like guzzoline. We've got dustbin lids, dolls' heads.
Because who doesn't like a good, scary post-apocalyptic doll's head? I
mean, very relevant. Vaccines.
We don't get political on here.
But we've also got mutation cards, and these are quite interesting. So we can play various mutations like 2 heads or wings, radioactive, super strength.
So you developed an entire band from the 70s.
Yeah. So we've got various different ways that we can theme the casts again.
Again, to kind of fit in not only with how you want to play, but what you've got available to play with. One of the things I really appreciate about the 7TV stuff is, you know, and as you said earlier, is the fact that you don't need to buy the exclusive minis. You don't need to buy the stuff that looks exactly how you want it to look. You know, you've got that freedom to really explore a lot of the miniature ranges that are out there. I know my latest cast that I've picked up is I just bought them because I really like the minis and fancied painting them. They just so happens that there's a game that I can use them in. Yeah,
and we've got, because of the Kickstarter, I did back it at the end of days pledge level, so I got 5 casts to begin with, and we added a few extras in just, you know, because I couldn't decide on 5.
No.
So getting back to the box, so we've got the countdown cards. So the countdown mechanic in 7TV is basically the bit that themes the game around.
Yeah.
There's 3 parts of a TV show. So you have the beginning countdown cards. These basically theme the terms, and these are used normally by whoever has the scene, whoever's basically got the initiative in the turn. And you'll find in Act 1 they're not that powerful. Act 2, you know, they get a bit more powerful, and by the time you get the finale, you can do things like, there's below the budget, pick 3 unused countdown cards at random and play them in any order.
Yeah.
So,
which
18 certificate. All attacks which specify 0 health now inflict -1 health this turn. So
okay. So again, that ties in very nicely with the theme of the game. It's different to how Children of the Fields. I was going to say Children of the Corn. Then it's not Children of the Corn. The Children of the Fields turn cards. They're themed differently.
Yeah.
The Inch High, Spy High ones, they're themed differently. So it's one of those things that 7TV does that's really, really lovely. Is everything is designed for that set. You know, it all looks like it should fit together in a nice box. You know, there's nothing that just kind of. It's not like as you say. It's not like they've gone and just got some old counters that they didn't sell from another set and just thrown them in. You know.
I mean, everything about the 7TV community itself, always throwing ideas around, and they've got like the profile card generators and things like that. And there's loads of passion projects, like people building their casts, like G.I. Joe casts and things like that, and He-Man casts and all this kind of stuff. You know, people are putting those kind of things together.
Killer Smurfs.
So the next thing we got our dice. So we've got a collection again, themed yellow and black, just D6s. But then we've got some extra dice that we haven't seen in 7TV before, and these are I'm not sure what the black dice is. I'm guessing it's a vehicle dice. They've got steering wheels on. But these again are for
That's good deduction. That
these look like they're for these three are definitely for the vehicle rules.
All very fast-moving people.
All very fast-moving people. And as we said, so that's the one thing that is different about 7TV Apocalypse is we have the vehicles in there now. So we'll open up these. We've got vehicle dashboards, and there was an option on the Kickstarter, and you can buy them through the Crooked Dice site, to get these lovely MDF laser cut vehicle dashboards.
Yeah, I remember seeing them.
But I just couldn't quite stretch my budget to getting those when we ordered the game. There we go.
Should have got one cast less.
Well, there was that, but you know.
But again, it's one of those things that, you know, we know they're there. If we get much use out of, if the vehicles start to become, you know, more of a thing, we can always pick some up.
So we have vehicle dashboards, and again, these are like the profile cards for the vehicles. So if I hand you the big rig one, and we'll see if we can put that in the close-up. So you'll see there, it's basically your stat profile card for the vehicle, and on the back it's got the various different special rules and the options in terms of the upgrades for the body, the chassis, the engine. And you can kind of go wild with the apocalyptic theming again, you know, with the vehicles.
Yeah, again, these are, they're nice.
And there's a few
good card stock.
Big rigs, there's racers, there's trucks, there's bikes, there's buggies, and again there's a whole load of miniatures out there that you can use for these.
Yeah, for recreating your favourite post-apocalyptic TV car chases.
And because we've got
movie car chases.
Because we've got the vehicle cards and we've mentioned the upgrades for the vehicles, we've got this new deck of trunk cards. This is why we should have opened these before, but
it takes away a lot of the fun, and I'm always dubious when you see these unboxing videos of stuff that's not wrapped or out of its bags, because it looks like it's been unwrapped, unboxed before. Whereas, hopefully people realise that we're very professional and we like to do it all authentically.
So here we've got various modification cards. We've got cards for the trunk, so we've got things like a tombstone. We've got tail machine gun, caltrops. We've
elephant.
got things for the hood.
Good ignore that. Yeah.
I actually just clicked with the elephant reference.
Hang.
For the hood, you've got air scoops. You've got shredders, cattle bars. Then we've got engine mods like nitro. Everyone likes a bit of NOS, bit of turbo boost.
Turbo boost. Does that mean you can jump over?
Yeah.
Jump over things with no discernible ability to.
So these essentially are the cards that match up with the bits on the back of the vehicle card, as we said. So we've got the various different sections there for body, chassis, engine, etc. So again, you'd use these like you would do with gear or gadget cards with your...
and just lay them out in a kind of dashboard fashion, I assume, next to...
Yeah, so these have obviously got ratings, so you're going to pay for these the same way you would do when you're buying a cast.
Yeah.
So then you get onto the guides in the box. Let's see if I can get these out without having to... Nope, I'll have to lift the box.
Blimey! They're not monkeying about there, are they?
We get the three guides. So we get the director's guide and the producer's guide, like you get with the other 7TV games. So the director's guide is essentially your core rulebook.
Yep.
And so there's the normal rules you'd expect to see in there. I don't know, I'll be honest, I haven't actually gone through this to see if there's any major differences between that and
of course you haven't, because we're just unboxing it now.
I mean, I literally picked this up from the post office just yesterday. So I don't know if there's been any rules tweaks or if it's just, there's been some small amendments or whatever. That's something we'll have to look at when we come to play through the game. We've got the producer's guide, and the producer's guide, this is the one essentially is the equivalent to...
Can we do a close-up of this? Now, if that's not reason enough to want to play this game, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so they're two of the road agents, which we've actually got the minis for here, so we'll show those in a moment.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, so the rulebook is there. That's going to give you all of what you need to play the game in terms of the way the profiles go, the plot points.
You carry on. I'm just going to read through these.
You're having a good time looking at the pictures.
Looking at it, yeah. It's like it's Mumbar. Ish.
Then we get the producer's guide, and again, like the producer's guide from previous, this is your theming basically. This is what's going to give you the casts. So it's like your army lists. It's got your various different factions in. It's got some scenarios you can play. Things like the Radland races, which has got some casts in there, some suggested casts. We've got
massive mutant spider ants. There's another photo here. Let's show the massive mutant spider ants. There we go. Look at that.
And that was one of the cast choices that was available. And you can see there's one of the Mini Coopers that was already in the Crooked Dice range that's kind of been repurposed for Apocalypse. So again, the good thing about this game is once you've got the producer's guide and the profile cards, you've got everything you need to play any cast. Because it gives you all the rules that you need for the various different casts in here, as well as giving you ways to customize your stars and your co-stars.
Cool. So that's the producer's guide. So I'll start looking through that and giggling. Here we go. Now this is for a very... Look at that. Now some people will know what that is. Some people probably won't.
Especially the fact that the road agent with the red shirt has got his foot on a crate of beer.
And a massive moustache.
I mean, that's
what the game was about.
It's just begging for a
road race game, yeah.
Or a scale Trans Am.
Yeah.
With the gold.
Or an ambulance.
Or an ambulance.
for a cross-country road race.
So this is the third book that you get in the 7TV Apocalypse, and this is obviously the one that you've never seen before, because this is the vehicle rules. This is the Stuntman's Guide. Again, themed around the TV episode theme. So this has got all of the rules that we need for playing vehicles in 7TV. And again, I've not really seen the vehicle rules much, so I don't know how they're going to work in the game. But this is something that we will do very soon when we play and we start playing 7TV Apocalypse. But there's the bits with our... So there you go, we've got skid dice, the yellow dice, and we've got a crash dice. That's what the thing is.
I've just found a picture of Penelope Pitstop carrying a machine gun, so that's where this game is, really.
So we've got all the various different attacks and things. And what I'm extremely proud of, and this gave me a lot of joy today when I was looking at the Stuntman Guide, is that in the closing credits, I am proudly displayed as one of the Kickstarter backers. So that was a nice little surprise to see that in the back of the book. To see that I'm, in the annals of history in the book. And it's now made me think I should have put a hilarious name on my Kickstarter pledge.
You'll know for next time.
Yeah, next time you might see Ivor Biggin or something like that.
Oh, there's the Penelope pit stop again, so let's show you that.
So yeah, so again, we've got various different characters from... So some of them are from genuine post-apocalyptic kind of cult classics, and some are...
repurposed? Yeah,
so things like the Wacky Races kind of thing. So we'll see... we'll have a look at some of the models as we go through. So, as with all the sculpts from Crooked Dice, I've always been really impressed with the level of detail and the models that they do are, you can always see kind of all the influences that go into them, especially the inch-high spy-fi stuff. You know, we saw the original cast that I got for that, the Bond-themed casts. So we've got a few models here from, these are from the Chaos Cultists, or the Cultists.
Post-apocalyptic cultists.
So we've got the fellow with a road sign,
dude,
and an MP40. We've got Goat Mask. We've got the Ender's Nice sandwich board guy.
Gas mask and chainsaw. Yeah, they're lovely sculpts. Here we go. Let's see if we can have a look at him. No, it's not going to show it today.
There you go. It's kind of in focus there a bit. The best thing to do to see these minis, of course, is go to Crooked Dice and have a look at the site.
Yeah.
And you'll see them all in glorious Technicolor.
The paint jobs on them are just gorgeous.
And then, so these ones, when I saw these available, I had to buy these. So these are the Simian Minions, including, where is he?
Oh, just gorgeous.
So these are the kind of the Planet of the Apes cast.
Original Planet of the Apes as well.
Including the ones with the great big kind of
the man
catchers. So again, Dr. Zaius.
Dr. Zaius, that was it, wasn't it?
Dr. Zaius, because there's that hilarious Simpsons episode where they do Planet of the Apes musical.
Oh, and Dr. her name.
The other one, Helena Bonham Carter in the horrible remake.
We're not doing politics.
Which, given the current timeline, apocalypse and politics go hand in hand. But one of the things that was nice, because there's always been vehicles for 7TV, but there's never been the rules, so normally they're there for theming and things like that. But now the fact that they put the vehicles in, they offered the option of getting a vehicle as a cast. So obviously I had to get last of the V8s.
Yeah.
The Interceptor. So it's a nice resin cast model, and there's a whole host of mods there which come with that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to try and poke that under the close-up camera.
Let's stick it under here. So you've got wheels and machine guns and engine blocks, scoop hood. It looks like and rams and all manner of cool, and armor panels, and the actual gun car itself. Look at that! Such a clean, beautiful, crisp sculpt. Yeah. And
there was an extra pack of little bits to fit into the piece at the back to give you where you could just put the closed hood or bonnet or boot lid or whatever you want to call it. There we go. There was a whole range of, again I'll just give you that, these little extras to theme that. So you got one which looks like
some oil and some bits and bobs.
We've got like a couple of big NOS cylinders.
Some nozzes.
We've got an empty
fuel cans.
checker plate.
I think that is a shooting point for carrying a passenger.
So like, and we've got a kind of a general Wasteland Warriors setup. I guess we've got oil drums, tarps, spare wheels. So you can see. So, and again, that's something where with these kind of things, I'd be very tempted, especially with the quality of the resin. I'd be tempted to get some magnets whacked in these so that I can obviously mix and match and theme the vehicle to whichever game we're playing.
Nice, lush.
So the cast's available. There was an amazing range from the get-go. So as I say, I went for Planet of the Apes or the Simian Minions, the Cultists. Who else did we get?
We've got more.
We got more. We've got Science Division, including a guy who looks very much like Mr. Heston. Charlton, that is, not Blumenthal. And what we'll do is actually, when I start getting through painting these, we'll put all the pictures up on our Facebook and the Instagram. So make sure you are following us on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see all these models as we're going through them. We've got various militia models here, and again you'll see there's lots of influences with the militia from various different bits of pop culture, various different movies. I'm just going to reach back for more here. And one that I know you were looking forward to getting, the Mutant Hill Mob. And again, I think, the ability to scratch build a vehicle to go with them would be amazing.
Yeah. An old Model T or something like that. They are absolutely gorgeous.
And then there's a few of the Kickstarter stretch goals and the extras and the add-ons. So we've already seen the nicely painted versions, but I got a set of the road agents. So we've got our Bandit and Captain Chaos kind of models there that we saw before, the road agents, and we've got the Dastardly and Muttley guys there. And then I went for the upgrade of the Gyrocopter from Mad Max, and again that's a lovely little resin kit.
There's loads of good stuff. It's just, it's a lovely looking game. There's some really nice bits and bobs for it again. We know it plays so well. Yeah, the theming for the game comes through in everything you do. So we played quite a few games when we first got 7TV. We played quite a few games just using whatever models we had, the casts that we had painted up. My brother Lee, he built a cast with some of the Doctor Who minis from Warlord that he had, and then he added to that with, I think he used a couple of Commandos that he had from Bolt Action and things.
And then he bought the
just done bits and bobs for it.
A couple of the Crooked Dice, like the Flamboyant Agent and the Sidekick, and built his own little cast based around kind of a mythical Doctor Time or something like that.
So the possibilities are endless. That's I think that's kind of where we're going with this.
And again, it's another one like so. If 50s spy thrillers aren't your thing, if like B movie or like 80s British TV sci-fi isn't your thing, if folk horror isn't your thing, and apocalypse is your thing, then this is the version of the game to get, because you'll get everything in there. And again, you've got the extra vehicle rules in there, which we've not had with 7TV before, so that's going to add an extra element into the game.
It's great, as all the stuff that comes out of there is. It's well produced, it looks lovely. There's a lot of gear for the money. Talking of which, how much can we expect to part with?
So I think it's the same as the other 7TV prices. I was having to looked before. Obviously, this has just come out from Kickstarter, so the price that I paid for it isn't going to be the same as what it would be retail. But based off the previous ones, the way it normally works is if you buy the box where you get all the cards, the tokens, the templates, etc. I think it was like 50 quid, and then there was the option to get 2 casts in a bundle, normally from I forget how much that was.
50 quid for the box though.
It was 50 quid for the box.
And casts are normally 20 quid?
About 20 quid. And then there's like the individual blisters, so like the Road Agents blister, you expect to pay 3 or 4 or 5 quid for those, depending on what you get. And then because there's obviously so much variance, I think the vehicles again are about the same, 15 to 20 quid. And there's loads of vehicles, there's buggies, there's trucks, there's the Super Cooper.
There's a huge amount of opportunity and diversity that 7TV, or the Crooked Games, I should say, they produce. It's lovely. I really enjoy the Crooked Games stuff. I really enjoy 7TV as a game. I think this is a lovely addition to the range. I'm looking forward to some of our cross-genre battles as we recreate episodes of the Time Bandits.
And we already know that Crooked Dice are already now in the stages of plotting out the next
Kickstarter
release, which is going to be 7TV Pulp. So again, I mean, I don't know anyone who isn't into apocalypse stuff of some genre, because again, it's such a wide band. It's not just Mad Max, you know, you've got all the options in there for things like your Walking Deads and, you know...
Yeah, it's all there. It's all covered.
There's a lot of scope in there for whatever floats your boat, culture-wise. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we'll now try and work out where all this needs to go.
We'll put some of it together.
We'll get a couple of casts made up. We'll do some playthroughs. We'll do a review of the game once you've played it. Once you've had a good play with the vehicle rules.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of cars that I bought, model cars that I bought. That are the right scale for this that I'm going to be gluing.
So yeah,
and
we've got plenty of terrain, plenty of scenery. We'll knock some games out. We'll have a bit of fun, and we'll be back with our extensive play review.
So until then, as we mentioned before, you can catch us on all of our social media. So you can see us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. All the bits are below on the screen, and if you look in the little comment, the subject section below, you'll see all the links in there, so you can just click away and that'll take you off to see our pages where we're posting things regularly on, say, Twitter and Facebook, Instagram. If you want to get in on the discussions of the games, go and check out our Facebook page, and there's a link there to our support group, so you can go and chat with other average tabletop gamers, get their opinions, you know, give your opinion.
Really, really good community that we've developed.
Or of course, if you want to, just make sure you hit like and share and subscribe to the channel and to the videos, and keep watching us here on the Average Tabletop Gamers. So as I say, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notify bell to make sure you're informed whenever we do post content. But until
I think that's it for this one, isn't it?
Until the next time, we'll be wandering in the wastelands of the apocalypse.
That's terrible. Oh, I love it.
So, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
See ya.